Marasi had never been in a sewer before, but it was exactly as awful as she'd imagined. The stench was incredible, of course, but worse was the way her booted feet would occasionally slip for a heart-stopping moment, threatening to plunge her down into the mud underneath. At least she'd had the foresight to wear a uniform with trousers today, along with knee-high leather work boots. But there was no protection from the scent, the feel, or, unfortunately, the sound of it. When she took a step, map in one hand, rifle in the other, each boot would pull free with a squelch of mythical proportions. It would have been the worst sound ever, if not overmatched by Wayne's complaining.
Yeah, Wax never brought me into a rusting sewer.
Wayne raised the lantern.
Are there sewers in the roughs?
Well, no. Pastures smell almost as bad, and he did make me march through those. But Marasi, they didn't have spiders.
They probably did.
She angled the map toward his lantern.
You just couldn't see them.
Suppose. But it's worse when you can see the webs. Also, there's, the literal sewage.
Marasi nodded to a side tunnel, and they started in that direction.
Do you want to talk about it?
What?
Your mood?
Nothing's wrong with my rusted mood. It's precisely the mood you're supposed to have when your partner forces you to stick your front side into a bunch of stuff that comes out your backside.
And last week, when we were investigating a perfume shop?
Rusting perfumers. Never can tell what they're hiding with those fancy smells. You can't trust a man what doesn't smell like a man should.
Sweat and booze?
Sweat and cheap booze.
Wayne, how can you complain about someone putting on airs? You put on a different personality every time you change hats.
Does my smell change?
I suppose not.
Argument 1. There's literally no holes in it whatsoever. Conversation over.
They shared a look.
I should get me some perfumes, eh? Someone might spot my disguises if I always smell like sweat and cheap booze.
You're hopeless.
What's hopeless is my poor shoes.
Could have worn boots like I suggested.
I ain't got no boots. Wax stole them.
Wax stole your boots. Really?
Well, they're in his closet. Instead of 3 pairs of his poshest shoes, which somehow ended up in my closet completely by happenstance.
He glanced at her.
It was a fair trade. I liked those boots.